Have you ever wondered why your messages on dating apps are completely ignored? The truth is that 90% of men are making brutal mistakes that literally push potential partners away. Imagine having access to techniques that transform a simple message into a magnet of female attention, making her not only respond, but also become instantly interested. In this content, you will discover the secrets behind irresistible messages that spark curiosity, emotion, and genuine interest. Get ready to uncover a silent revolution in digital romantic communication that will completely change your dating game and elevate you to a level completely different from other guys. The frustration of sending messages and being completely ignored is something that haunts thousands of men on dating apps. Many don't even realize how they are being perceived on the other side of the screen. In fact, there's a science behind a first message that truly sparks interest. The big secret lies in understanding that women receive dozens of generic messages daily. That standard approach of, "Hey, how's it going?" simply doesn't work anymore. She needs to feel special, intrigued, and truly connected from the very first contact. Imagine a message that works like a true attention magnet. A communication that not only grabs attention, but literally makes her want to know more about you. This isn't magic. It's smart strategy based on psychology and communication. The first key technique is to create a personalized message that demonstrates you have really paid attention to her profile. We're not talking about copying something literally, but making an insightful comment that reveals you are different from other guys. For example, if her profile shows a photo from a trip or with a specific hobby, you could craft a trigger message that sparks curiosity. Instead of saying, "What a cool photo," you might say, "It looks like that trip had stories to tell." What was the most incredible moment you experienced on that adventure? This approach works because it completely breaks the pattern of generic messages. You are inviting her into a real conversation, showing genuine interest and intelligence. It's not just a hollow compliment, but an invitation to an engaging interaction. The main goal is to create a sense of immediate connection. You want her to think, "Wow, this guy is different." And the difference lies in the details, in the ability to be specific, interesting, and authentic. Another crucial aspect is the tone of the message. It needs to be light, relaxed, but not forced. Convey confidence without sounding arrogant. Show personality, but without overdoing it. It's a delicate balance that requires practice and sensitivity. Understanding how women process and respond to messages is virtually a modern art that few master. Digital communication has its own invisible rules, and attraction starts long before the first in-person meeting. Women are extremely selective and pick up on nuances that go unnoticed by most men. The fundamental pillars of messaging attraction involve three main elements: authenticity, emotional intelligence, and the ability to spark curiosity. It's not just about being funny or good-looking. It's about creating an instant connection that makes her want to know more about you. Female psychology in the digital world values substance over superficiality. She wants to feel that you are genuine, observant, and capable of establishing an interesting conversation. A generic comment works less effectively than a thought-provoking question that shows you have truly paid attention to the details of her profile. A crucial detail is the tone of the message. It needs to be light, relaxed, but never forced. Convey confidence without sounding arrogant. Show personality without exaggerating. It's like a delicate dance where each word needs to be strategically thought out. The key is to create a sense of mystery and provoke curiosity. Women love to feel intrigued and intellectually challenged. A message that provokes a thoughtful response has a much higher chance of initiating an engaging conversation. Another fundamental aspect is the ability to be specific. Generic comments are instantly filtered out. When you show that you have truly noticed something unique in her profile, you automatically stand out from the thousands of standardized messages she receives. Authenticity is your greatest ally. Don't try to be something you're not. Your individuality, when expressed naturally and interestingly, will be much more attractive than any attempt to appear as something you do not represent. The calibrated curiosity technique is a revolutionary method for capturing female attention on dating apps. It works as a true magnet for interest, creating a hook that literally compels the person on the other side of the screen to want to know more. How to apply this technique? The secret lies in intelligent personalization. There's no point in using a generic template. Each message needs to be unique, crafted specifically for that specific profile. A digital romantic communication specialist knows that a woman can instantly identify when a message is artificial. Let's imagine some practical examples. If her profile shows a photo in a gourmet restaurant, you could ask, "That dish looks amazing. What was the most surprising dining experience of your life?" Notice how the question goes beyond a simple compliment. It invites a narrative, sparks curiosity, and shows that you have really observed the details. Timing is crucial in this. Strategy. Experts suggest that the best times to send the first message are between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. when people are more relaxed and open for conversations. Avoid business hours or late at night when interest tends to wane. To personalize while maintaining effectiveness, some principles are fundamental. First, be specific. Generic comments are instantly discarded. Second, demonstrate emotional intelligence. A question that provokes reflection is much more powerful than a simple, superficial compliment. One important detail: the message needs to feel natural, as if it arose spontaneously. Don't appear as if you've spent hours calculating each word. Authenticity is the biggest attraction. Women quickly sense when something sounds forced or artificial. The art is to create a message that feels both casual and intriguing. You want to provoke curiosity without appearing desperate. It's like a dance where every word must be strategically thought out, but without seeming like a memorized script. The intelligent emotional trigger technique represents a qualitative leap in digital romantic communication. It's a sophisticated strategy that goes far beyond a simple message, transforming each interaction into a truly captivating experience. The specialist knows that this approach works best in situations where there is already a minimum of initial connection. It doesn't work for every profile, but for those that have shown some preliminary interest. The central idea is to craft a message that evokes a deep and instant emotional connection. How to apply this method? First, identify an element in her profile that allows for emotional connection. It could be a hobby, a trip, an expression that indicates a personality trait. The aim is to create a message that resonates directly with her experience. For example, if she mentioned liking indie music, you could send something like, "What song makes you feel completely free and disconnected from the world? I bet there's an amazing story behind that choice." Notice how the question directly taps into her emotional universe, provoking a response that goes beyond the trivial. Adapting to personal style is crucial. There is no universal script. Each man needs to find his own authenticity. The tone of the message needs to reflect your genuine personality without seeming forced or artificial. The signs of receptivity are subtle but perceptible. A quick, detailed response with questions back indicates that the emotional trigger worked perfectly. When she shows interest in sharing more, it means you've managed to create a true connection. Some points are critical in this strategy. The message needs to be light, intelligent, and provocative. It shouldn't feel like an interrogation, but it also can't be too superficial. It's a delicate balance that requires practice and sensitivity. The key is to make her feel completely special and understood. It's not about impressing, it's about establishing a meaningful connection. Women value depth, emotional intelligence, and the ability to go beyond the obvious. An important detail: timing also matters a lot. Choose the right moment when she is likely to be more relaxed and open for an interesting conversation. Avoid business hours or moments that might seem intrusive. There are 5 fatal mistakes that can literally destroy any chance of connection on dating apps. The first and most common is sending a totally generic message. Imagine sending that, "Hi, how are you?" that was born dull. That's practically a death sentence for instant interest. The second grave mistake is appearing desperate. Men who send follow-up messages without waiting for a response or who write huge texts are automatically pushing her away. Women interpret this as a lack of confidence and low self-esteem. The third serious problem is not reading the profile. Women love when they realize that a guy is truly paying attention to the details. Sending a message completely disconnected from her interests is a self-sabotage. It's like going to a restaurant and ordering something that isn't even on the menu. The fourth tremendous error is forcing intimacy too quickly. Overly physical compliments or heavy pickup lines act as an instant repellent. No one likes to be treated as an object, especially in the first contact. The fifth and final problem is the lack of authenticity. Trying to be something you are not, using prepared phrases or seeming overly rehearsed pushes away any chance of real connection. But don't worry, there is hope. Reviving a conversation that has cooled off is not impossible. The smart strategy is to return with a light and relaxed message without sounding desperate to resume contact. If she took a while to respond or the conversation died, don't panic. A casual approach, like a comment about something current, or an interesting question related to her profile, can reignite her interest. Common traps include excessive insistence, showing premature jealousy, or trying to control the conversation. The secret is to keep it light, show that you are interesting, and above all, respect her boundaries and space. Digital romantic communication requires emotional intelligence. Each message is an opportunity to show who you really are. There is no magic formula, but there are strategies that can significantly increase your chances of connection. Maintaining momentum in conversations on dating apps is like conducting a delicate and fascinating dance. Once you've captured her attention with your initial messages, the challenge is to keep that interest alive and create a real connection. The first essential tip is to vary the rhythm of conversations. Don't get stuck in a single style of communication. Alternate between moments of light humor, interesting questions, and deeper comments. This prevents the conversation from becoming predictable and boring. An intelligent strategy is to create curiosity triggers. Always leave a hook that makes her want to keep talking. For example, if she responds about a trip, you could comment something like, "That reminds me of an incredible story that happened to me," creating anticipation for the next moment of the conversation. Response time is also crucial. Don't appear desperate by responding instantly, but don't take so long that she loses interest. The ideal is to maintain a natural balance, as if the conversation flows organically without too much calculation. Another powerful technique is to personalize each interaction. Show that you are truly paying attention to the details she shares. Ask specific questions that demonstrate your genuine interest, not just generic responses. The transition to real life meetings needs to be natural and pressure-free. When the connection is flowing well, suggest something light and relaxed. It could be a coffee at an interesting place that aligns with one of her interests or an activity you both could share. It's important to avoid being too direct or intrusive at this stage. Subtlety is your greatest ally. Let the invitation seem like a natural consequence of the conversation, not something forced or overly planned. Pay attention to her signs of interest. If responses are short or lack enthusiasm, it might be time to take a step back. Respecting her space and pace is crucial for maintaining any chance of connection. The key to maintaining momentum is to create a conversation that makes her want to know more about you. Be interesting, authentic, and unpredictable. Show layers of your personality gradually, creating a mystery that keeps her curious and engaged. The secret lies in creating your own style, adapting these strategies to your unique personality. There's no magic formula, but principles that can be personalized. Authenticity is your greatest asset. Women value men who are genuine, intelligent, and capable of establishing meaningful connections. Now it's time to put it into practice. Select some interesting profiles and apply the techniques you've learned. Observe the results, make adjustments, and continue evolving. Each interaction is an opportunity for learning. Want to share your experiences? Create a group, exchange ideas with other guys, or reach out to me with questions. Digital romantic communication is a constantly evolving art, and you now have the tools to stand out.